सबका साथ सबका विकास, सबको जोड़ करके चलने से कैसे परिणाम आते हैं, हमने करके दिखाया।
Whenever I think of Narendra Modi, I am reminded of Adolf Hitler. We'll come to why towards the end of this video. In the meantime, I would like to start with making a comparison between these two personalities and their political career. Both Modi and Hitler came to power by democratic means. They came to power by the popular mandate of the people. The people brought them to power. Both Modi and Hitler have been accused of crimes against humanity, about genocide, about mass murder. Now, that is where the similarity between these two personalities or these two political personalities ends. Let us examine both these claims of, number one, them being in power by democratic means, number two, about them being accused of mass murder and crimes against humanity. Modi came to power 3 times democratically by popular choice of the people. Hitler came to power just once. After that, he established a dictatorship. So it wasn't the people who continued to keep him in power. Modi is being kept in power by the people of Gujarat, despite the fact that the center or the federal government of India is against him being in power. So there is a very big difference between these two cases. Another aspect, the people of Germany did not know about the existence of concentration camps or about the final solution until the end of World War II, when these camps were slowly being discovered by the Allies. Modi's so-called mass murder and rampage was televised and telecasted all over the country during his first term as chief minister. Despite that, the second time he came to power. Do you think the Germans would have brought Hitler to power a second time? Denying the Holocaust is a crime in Germany. I'm sure not. He wouldn't have been brought to power for the second time democratically. So there is a huge difference between these two political personalities and their political career right here. The Gujarati Muslims voted for Modi initially, and so did the German Jews. They voted for Hitler initially when he came to power. So what's the big difference? That doesn't speak of anything to do with how the Gujarati Muslims love Modi or how the Jews love Hitler. It is not true at all, is what people say. But then there is a slight difference here too. Jews, if they found out about what would happen to them if they had hindsight or the experience or the benefit of hindsight, just like the Gujarati Muslims have the benefit of hindsight. If the Jews knew, if Hitler were to stand for election for the second time, and if the Jews had already experienced the Holocaust, just the way the Muslims had already experienced the post-Godra carnage, would Hitler come to power the second time in Germany? And would the number of Jews voting for Hitler increase or would it decrease? Well, in Modi's case, the number of Muslims voting for Modi has increased with every election coming. So, again, a very big difference between these two personalities and their political career. Now that we've examined the political careers of these two personalities, and now that we've found out that they are quite divergent, I hope we have, let's move on to what they have been accused of. Mass murder, genocide, crimes against humanity. Let's examine Hitler. Hitler minced no words about what he wanted to do with the Jews. Hitler minced no words about what he wanted Germany to be, how he wanted it to be Jew-free, and about the final solution. He minced no words. His actions were those which contributed towards the extermination of Jews as the days in his government progressed. The days of him in power progressed. As the days of him in power progressed, we only saw the condition of Jews worsening. Now let's see what Modi has done. Modi's popularity with the Muslims has been increasing continuously. Modi never owned up to the post-Godhra riots. He never publicly owned up to or privately, I don't know, has never owned up to the post-Godhra riots. Now let us see the track record of Modi during the riots. The moment the riots happened and his response was that of what a responsible chief minister would do. He can be compared to any other chief minister in India under whose states there have been riots, and I'll tell you, Modi will look like an angel in comparison to them. You can even compare him to our great Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, and his insensitive words about how when a great tree falls, the earth but shakes, and those comments, and how he was pivotal to the extermination of or the mass murder of Sikhs. When you compare Modi with the response, Modi's requests, you can go down and see the statements of facts as to when the law enforcement agencies were deployed, when requests were sent for the army, how those requests were turned down by states around Modi, which were governed by Congress and the federal government. You will see that Modi has done everything what a textbook chief minister should do, while Hitler did everything what a textbook mass murderer should do. Now, despite the differences in the personalities of these two people and their political careers being so vast, despite this, why am I still reminded of Adolf Hitler when I think of Narendra Modi? One would ask. It's not me. I know the difference between these two. I know that one is so different from the other. But the Indian media just won't let me forget. Because they will continuously make these weird comparisons, these absolutely inaccurate comparisons between Modi and Hitler, and keep trying to tell you that, saying Modi equals Hitler, while there is not an iota of truth in this comparison or the results thereof when the media projects it that way. However, it just won't go. They just can't stop. The rant is so perfect, I would say, that people buy it, especially the intelligentsia of India, oftentimes buy it and lose their objectivity in making a comparison. They would rather listen to this bullshit from the media than do their own research and give the person his due, give him his fair due. Comparing Modi with Hitler is like comparing a snake with a puppy or an angel with a demon. Maybe that is more accurate. An angel and a demon, the demon being Hitler, of course. Now, use your brains is what I would tell the intelligentsia of India. While I have full faith in the masses and their intellect, I just don't trust our intelligentsia. So I would request you to use your brains, be objective, and make a fair comparison between these two people and see how one is so different from the other. It's like good versus bad. You've got Modi versus Hitler. Jai Hind.
सबका साथ सबका विकास, सबको जोड़ करके चलने से कैसे परिणाम आते हैं हमने करके दिखाया।